Ever feel like your mind has a replay button that just gets stuck? Well, today we're diving into exactly why that happens. We're going to talk about a fascinating part of your brain called the default mode network. I mean, have you ever found yourself asking this exact question? You're trying to wind down, maybe go to sleep, but your brain just decides, nope, now's the time to replay every awkward conversation you've ever had. Or maybe it's rehearsing worries about tomorrow. It's the classic scene, isn't it? You're in bed, everything is finally quiet, and that's when your brain turns up the volume to 11. Or how about this one? You're in the shower, just trying to have a peaceful moment, and bam! Suddenly you're in a mental courtroom arguing a case from like 3 years ago. And of course, the big one, driving. You're on autopilot on the highway, and that's when your brain decides to screen a double feature of your greatest regrets and anxieties. Turns out there's a specific brain network that's directing this whole show. So what is actually going on up there? Well, it's time to meet the star of our show, your default mode network. Think of it like this. The DMN is your brain's idle setting. It's what kicks on the moment you stop focusing on something out there in the world, like a work task or a TV show. Suddenly, this internal network lights up and takes center stage. It's basically the director of your inner monologue. Now, it's easy to think of this as a bad thing, but honestly, the DMN is not the villain here. It is absolutely essential. This is the part of your brain that lets you reflect on yourself, pull up old memories, and even daydream about the future. It's your inner storyteller, the system that helps you make sense of your life and find meaning in it all. Okay, so if this network is so crucial for who we are, then why does it so often feel like a trap? Let's take a look at how this incredibly useful tool can turn into an endless overthinking loop. This is where we see the two sides of the DMN coin, right? On the one hand, it's fantastic for helpful reflection and real problem solving. But when it gets stuck in overdrive, that reflection turns into rumination. Your mind stops exploring new ideas and just starts circling the same negative thoughts. You're not solving the problem anymore, you're just rehearsing it. And yeah, the science totally backs this up. Studies have shown that people struggling with anxiety and depression often have an overactive DMN. It's like the brain gets stuck in a rut, strengthening the pathways between thoughts about yourself and your brain's alarm system. So why is it so incredibly hard to just stop? Well, it's because of a really powerful illusion. Rumination feels productive. It feels like you're doing important work. Your brain is telling you, hey, if I just think about this for 5 more minutes, I'll crack it. I'll finally get control. But here's the catch. That work is a total mirage. Hitting that mental replay button over and over doesn't actually bring clarity. All it does is dig that neural groove deeper, making it even easier for your brain to slip back into that same exact loop the next time. Okay, but the good news is, and this is the really important part, you are not powerless here. You don't have to be stuck in that loop forever. There are really concrete things you can do to shift your brain out of it. So, remember how we said the DMN kicks in when you're not focused on something outside yourself? Well, that's the key. The secret is to intentionally give your brain a job to do. When you do that, you activate what are called task-positive networks. You can think of it like a seesaw. When the task networks go up, the DMN naturally goes down. So how do we actually do that? Well, here are 5 really practical ways to shift your brain. Get moving. Go for a walk, a run, anything. Have a real engaged conversation with another person. Write it all down. Get those circling thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Focus on a simple sensation, like really truly tasting your morning coffee. Or you can practice mindfulness, which is all about learning to notice your thoughts without getting carried away by them. Now, before we wrap up, it's really important to get one thing straight about the goal here. The point of all this isn't to somehow achieve a perfectly silent, empty mind. Look, you don't want to get rid of your default mode network. You actually need it. It's a huge part of what makes you you. The real goal, the skill we're trying to build, is mental flexibility. It's the ability to notice when your inner storyteller is looping on a story that isn't helping you, and then making the conscious choice to step out of it. So the next time you find yourself stuck on that mental hamster wheel, I want you to remember this. You are not broken. Your amazing, creative internal story system is just a little over-engaged. It's a system that you can learn to manage, not some deep personal flaw that needs to be fixed. See, once you understand how this system works, you can stop fighting with the loop and start training your way out of it.
The power to shift your focus really is in your hands. So the only real question left is, when are you going to choose to use it?